Shawn started Carnivore on April 17, 22. And since that time, he has lost 269 pounds, and he may share something more, or plus or minus, but amazing. Reversed type 2 diabetes, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease gone, eliminated gout and the medications for it. He is off his 3 hypertensive medications he was on, and no longer does he have sleep apnea. But the absolute best non-scale victory, Bellama, thank you so much, SBG, is that depression is gone, which is debilitating. And I know that because I've suffered from depression for many years. This journey has restored more than just health, as it has also instilled greater faith and strength for him, his marriage, and been a better father to his children. And his mission now is to help get this message and the possibilities of it to the world. Shawn White, I'm so grateful you're here. Would you please start off by telling us a little bit about yourself and where you're from?
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. It's an honor for me to be here with you. You know, I love hanging out with you and spending time with you. And so yeah, I'm from a little town that nobody's probably heard of, right outside of Greenville, South Carolina, right in the back of the woods. Most people that hear me speak can tell that. But yeah, so you covered a lot of it. April the 17th, 2022 basically changed my life, but I have a whole history before that. You know, I was a paramedic. I worked EMS for about 12 years. There's a litany of things that I've done, a litany of failures, you know, that I have put in my pocket and carry along the way. So I'm enjoying the fact that, you know, now that I could talk a lot about the successes and things that I've been able to accomplish, but there's a lot of stuff before that. But, you know, it's very, very much exciting to be able to do that. And I'm just a normal guy. Honestly, I still work a day job. I still get up and work, you know, write trauma reports for the hospital these days. So that's basically, you know, who I am. I'm a husband. I'm a father. I'm a son. I've been married for 21 years, July the 20th of this year.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you. And it's been amazing.
Well, maybe you could start off and tell us a little bit about the things that you suffered from, and what was it like? How was it emotionally? How was it physically? In all ways that we can understand a little bit about the personal side of Shawn White.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And so I like to speak about the depression. I don't like to speak about it, but I like to share that with people because I feel like it shows my weakness, but at the same time, it shows all those people who are still suffering from that there's hope and there's a possibility to get out of it. So I will talk about that for sure. I was 457 pounds whenever I started this journey that I know of. I could have been, you know, heavier than that. And it was horrible. I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. It was horrible. You know, had non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. It's horrible. I had sleep apnea. I had to wear that Darth Vader mask on my face, you know, every night, laying there beside my wife or on the couch, which is where I ended up sleeping because I didn't want to keep her up. All those things were horrible. Taking those medications and forking out that money and going to see the doc to get the refills every month. It was horrible. All those things were horrible, but that depression, it was so debilitating. It was demoralizing. You realize that there's something isn't right. You just don't know how to do anything about it. And so that's a lot of where I was at. I couldn't take a shower without sitting on the side of the tub. I was 39 years old. I could not stand long enough to bathe myself without having to take a seat. If you know, the steam that, you know, you love when you jump in the shower these days. Yeah, that would just about suffocate me. I'd get lightheaded. I would feel like I was going to fall over in the shower, and I couldn't walk. You know, like I said, overweight, 457 pounds. Whenever I had walked from the couch to the bathroom is about the distance that I would walk before starting Carnivore, before starting walking, before having any energy or anything like that for over 3 years.
Wow. A question. What do you think were the things that led up to all of these problems? that you may have been exposed to, or the habits or the things that may have caused the obesity and the all the other diseases that went along with it?
I think it was many years of bad decisions accumulating and adding up and coming to a head during that time period. Honestly, I kind of think of it, and I don't know that I've ever tried to describe how it came about, but like, I feel like it was a perfect storm because 2019 is whenever I lost my job, as in EMS after about 12 years. Ergo, when did COVID start? So you got that in the social setting. You've got my health that was in the dumpster. I wasn't even 457 pounds at that time. I was over 400 pounds, but I was overweight. My blood pressure, I was already on the medication. I was already on the gout, all the problems. I had not been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes yet. I think that's about the only problem that I didn't diagnosably on my file have at that time. And so bad decisions, along with the social stuff that was going on with COVID, along with, losing my job, everything just together, I feel like created a perfect storm and hit me all at one time.
When were you diagnosed with the type 2 diabetes?
I was diagnosed in 2020 with type 2 diabetes. So about a year after I lost my job.
I mean, one is you've been in EMS for a long time. You've been married for years and a family. So there's a human being there that I know is a dedicated human being, hardworking. I'm just wondering because we're talking about carnivore and nutrition, and ultimately you didn't make it happen on your own. Something in our diet, I believe, is the single factor that gets us where we're at, that causes our troubles, because we're taught something from the day we're born to eat things that are not natural for the human body. Would you say that is true and for you?
Absolutely. I think you're absolutely right. I think from an early age, we're taught to feel desires inside of ourselves with things that we were never intended to have. And so by the time we're old enough to realize that we're not supposed to have them, we're already addicted and subjugated to them, and I think that's a lot of it. So yeah, absolutely. I think it's multifaceted as well, though. Like, how did I stick to it? How did I continue with carnivore? How did that happen for me? Like, it provided and produced for me something that I got in nothing else. It produced contentment as far as nutrition wise. I found out very quickly after I started eating that fat and that protein on a consistent basis and not adding. It's not just that I ate the fat and the protein, it's that I did not eat the other things. It was both together, I feel like. And the fat and the protein satiated me to a point that I was full. And when you're full, do you want more? Of course not, And so it gave me a contentment with my diet. And that initially I ate enough and ate to satiation, and it gave me that contentment and it pushed me forward until I could start seeing some of the results down the road that gave me the inspiration and the momentum to hold on and to want to do it more. So then it was adding up.
So